¿Cómo estás? Hello everybody. Buenos dias desde La Paz, Bolivia. My name is Christianne and welcome to my channel Backpacking Bananas. I have been in Bolivia for only a couple of days now, and do you know what? I actually had no idea just how many cool activities there were to do here. And so in today's vlog, I'm going to be doing something which I didn't even know existed 2 days ago, and I am going to be climbing a mountain called Huayna Potosí. And it's 6,088 meters tall, which is absolutely crazy. This will be, if I make it to the top, which is not even guaranteed, the highest place I've ever been on earth. The second highest that I would have been is Kilimanjaro. 10 years ago I went to 5,985 meters, but we're ready to upgrade that height. This is a 3-day excursion from La Paz, and so the first day I believe is going to be the training day, and then the second and third day are the reaching to the summit. We're going to be ice climbing, we're going to be climbing across glaciers, and so we need specialized equipment for this. This is Pauline, by the way.
Hi.
Who is a friend from the hostel. Pauline found the company who we are going to be doing this with, who are called
Jiwaki.
Jiwaki.
Yeah, it was recommended by a lot of backpackers, so I guess it's really good.
Yeah, and it's 950 pesos, not pesos, bolivianos for the whole thing, which we thought is actually a very good deal considering how specialized this is. And so we have just been in here trying on our equipment, just like the big jackets, the big trousers, big gloves, everything like this. They provide the equipment for you. They're also going to provide sleeping bags for us and just all the extra equipment which you probably don't normally have as just a regular backpacker. So it's really, really good. You don't need to have had this stuff from home. But anyway, that is the plan of action in today's vlog. So come along and let's see how we go. 40? 39? Okay, gracias.
40.
Yeah. Oh, because I guess this is what's going to go onto the... What do we have, Paulina?
Well, I bought some coca leaves, but it's quite big bag, so I will be able to chew a lot.
Yes. So the coca leaves are supposed to help with the altitude, so they say. Una botella de Red Bull. Una Red Bull can? 25. Okay, so we've just stopped at a little photo stop, and this is the first time we're getting like the most incredible view of Huayna Potosí, which is the mountain that we are going to be climbing over the next few days. So this is the accommodation for the night. Very nice. So we put our bags on our bed. I don't think there's probably going to be any bottom bunks left.
No, you're too late for the bottom bunks.
I mean, that's fine. I'll claim a top bunk, but the question is, which top bunk do I go for?
Plenty of choice.
Who does not snore?
But I'm on top and I don't snore.
Oh, okay. Okay, we are suited and booted. Woohoo! So we've got the Jiwaki trousers, the Jiwaki jacket. I'm harnessed up. I've also got my boots on, which I tried on earlier. And there's a helmet in my bag. There's also some gloves in my bag. And we are going to be setting off. I believe we're going to be walking for about 45 minutes, and then we're going to be doing our training session of the ice climbing, which is ridiculously exciting. Eee, let's go. Ooh, nice. And we're all going to walk in a straight line, and the goal is just slowly but constantly trying not to stop, because we're already very high in altitude. I believe we're around 4,800, and we've got about a 45-minute hike to the glacier. We're going at a really nice and slow, steady pace, which pleases me greatly, because I think if we were going faster than this, I may not be able to manage, but the pace that we are going is perfect. I'm out of breath, but it's totally bearable for now. This is the first time in my life that I've worn crampons, and this is going to be the first time in my life like proper glacier hiking. I've walked on glaciers just like in my trainers before, but this is the real deal right here. So at the supermarket earlier, I bought some Bolivian chocolate just because I wanted to see how it tasted. It's called Break Chocolate con Leche. It's made in La Paz. I mean, would you like some? It's alright though. Not my favourite chocolate in the world, but that's not what I was expecting. But it'll do. It's a good snack.
Okay, not like this. It's better you put like this.
Hi. We're learning now how to ice climb.
Backwards and like this.
Yeah.
Okay. And 4 points. You need to stand up in your crampons.
Okay.
You up and down. Reach up.
It makes it look so easy.
I know. Oh yeah, we're gonna be able to do that.
Like this.
I mean,
just like that. Just go up.
I think we have to do it, otherwise
Yeah?
we're not getting to the top. So yeah.
But we will manage.
Don't climb like
Yes,
this.
we will. We will manage.
Okay. Stand up. Use more your legs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he does this every day.
They say,
I'm a bit nervous for this one. I wasn't nervous for the other one, but this one's kind of scary. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Phew. Oh my god. Oh, that was really difficult. Yes. And you now? Yeah. Clean your boots. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. I've taken a paracetamol because I had a headache, and in the pharmacy in La Paz I got these very hardcore ones. They're 1 gram, so obviously only taking one, but hopefully it settles the headache. But what is going to make things better is look what's on the table. We've got like cheese and crackers and tea, dulce de leche,
Mermelada.
marmalada, que más, coffee. Very well, very much deserved after that.
This guy that speaks French. It's like really popular for French people to go there.
Oh, and now we've got some dinner.
Hot water.
Some bread
Breakfast
and some
included.
soup.
The only thing they don't
I
have
guess
is like
for
a common
starters.
area. For me, like big cities, it's just to rest.
I really like the economy.
And I've totally,
I just had like a 1 hour nap.
done with dormitories.
I prefer to have hot shower.
I'm so tired.
I
didn't know. Like, where are you taking my food, Victor? Oh god, I'm so full. How am I gonna have this as well? It's just been an evening of food, but I suppose that's good. I'm gonna try and force myself to eat it a bit because it's gonna be good, slow burning energy for tomorrow. But I do think that the altitude has affected my appetite a bit, and that it's just not as big as it usually is. So this is the backpack that I rented for 50 Bolivianos.
Normally, if you look at a zipper, it says YPK.
So in here I've made myself some coca tea. I've put mate de coca in here as well as some coca leaves. Really hoping that this is going to help me with the altitude because I notoriously do struggle, and on that note I have paid an extra 150 Bolivianos for a porter to take my bags up just today, just because as I was packing it I was like, this is so damn heavy, and to be honest I am quite keen to make it to the top of this mountain, and if I can do anything that's going to make my life a bit easier then I will. I do feel like a bit of a wimp, but at the same time I'm thinking back to when I did Kilimanjaro 10 years ago and we had porters taking our bags up then, and that was a massive struggle, and this is higher, so I just thought, you know what, I think it's going to be worth it. So yeah, coca tea and porters is the way forward with this. I slept absolutely horribly last night. Like, I hardly slept at all, and it was because I was really struggling to breathe. Like, I would be breathing and then I'd be like and Jasper, who was on the bed next to me, said that I stopped breathing twice. I stopped breathing twice in my sleep. That's not good. That's not good at all. I guess I'm just gonna really have to monitor myself over the next 24 hours, to be honest. Because tonight, so we're hiking up to the high camp today, which is gonna be a couple of hours, a difficult couple of hours, but then we go to bed at literally like 7 o'clock, and then we're waking up at midnight to start trekking, and we're gonna trek for about 6.5 hours in the dark up to the summit to hopefully get to the summit for the sunrise. That's the plan. I just hope my breathing's okay. Pablo does have some spare altitude sickness tablets, and I definitely think I'm going to be borrowing some from him when I get up to high camp. But for the meantime, it's just going to be paracetamol to keep the headaches at bay, coca tea to probably act as a placebo to help me feel better. But yeah, I'm nervous, if I'm completely honest. I am really nervous because this stuff is hard, man. And it's literally higher. It will be the highest point that I've ever been on Earth, which is something quite massive to say, especially considering that I've done Kilimanjaro before. But, you know, deep breaths, as deep as you can do at this altitude. Everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right. That's what I'll just keep telling myself. Okay, so this is our early lunch that we're having at around 11 a.m. This is the last food that we're having at Happy Day before we start our hike, because we're having a very early dinner because we then have to go to sleep very early and wake up ridiculously early tomorrow. So yeah, we've got some chicken, some rice. Is that potato? Who knows? And a few veggies. I don't know what that is. Plantain?
This is the banana.
My channel is called Backpacking Bananas, so it's very appropriate. Okay, so it's like 11:30, 12 o'clock. We are just about to start our hike of the day up to high camp. This is the outfit that I'm wearing. I've got the Jiwaki trousers on, but then I haven't worn the jacket just because that was really hot yesterday, so I've just got my own jacket on, and then I'm wearing my trail running shoes today as well because we don't need the ski, I'm calling them ski boots, they're not ski boots, but the ones that we're going to be using for the ice climbing, we don't need to wear them today, so we're ready to go. And I've just got my little backpack with water in because obviously the porter's taken my big one up. What can you tell us about the hike today? Today, yes.
How many meters do we go up? 400.
Yeah, 400 meters on elevation. Yeah.
Slowly.
Slowly. In español, despacito. Despacito. Okay. That's what we can be singing. Despacito. Everyone's ready. I guess these guys have just done it.
Get ready, guys.
Yeah. Congratulations. Now you may remember, this is the point we were at yesterday. Yesterday we went around there to practice our glacier skills, but today we are doing this right hand side all the way up to high camp up there. So we've made it to the Huayna Potosí checkpoint. This is where you have to pay 50 Bolivianos for entrance, basically to go higher in the mountain. Right now we are at 4,965 meters in elevation. A rustic little hut. We made it. We made it to high camp. Woo! Well done. Good job.
I come.
High camp. Oh, high five. Good job. Well done. Good job. You did good. You did good. So welcome to high camp, ladies and gentlemen, which is up at 5,200 meters in elevation. So no doubt I'm going to get out of breath just speaking to you here. It took us 2.25 hours to hike here from base camp, which is actually not too bad. And all in all, I feel like it wasn't too bad at all. We've got amazing weather up here, but it's freaking freezing. The fact that I managed okay with that hike from base camp makes me feel a bit more confident about the hike up to the summit, because I was very, very nervous, to be quite honest with you. But now I'm like, okay, I think this is doable. I think this is possible. Obviously we're gonna go slow, but we can do it. I just really, really hope that I manage to get some sleep tonight, because dinner is gonna be at 5 and then we're supposed to go to sleep at 6 in order to wake up at midnight to do the summit hike, in order to get to the summit for sunrise. So, you know, it's a bit weird timings to be sleeping, but that's what you've got to do when you're hiking a mountain. This feels like it's going to be like the final supper, or the last supper.
It is.
It is, thank you. Oh no, I got a knobby bit, that was a mistake.
You want another?
No, it's okay.
Vegetarians.
Veggies?
Veggie, not for me. But I'll take it if you want me
Oh,
to
this
take
is
it.
veggie?
No, it's not veggie.
Oh, okay, okay, normal. So we got ourselves a nice little, what looks like a noodle soup. And actually for dinner, we've got mashed potato, what looks like fish, broccoli, and other veggies. And this officially is our last supper before we head up to the summit. Oh, is it chicken?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know Italian.
Chicken that looks like fish, I'm not so sure that that's the most appetizing thing. Wowza. This is the view as the sun is setting. Whoa. The view is just absolutely spectacular. And this is the last bit of sun that we are going to see before we're going to be waking up at 11 o'clock. That's what they've just told us. We're setting alarms for 11 o'clock, and then we're going to have like an hour of sort of like breakfast, really getting ready, and then we are going to set off for the summit, which is just up there. We can actually see it now at midnight. So right now, I actually don't know what the time is, but I believe we're only going to have about 4.5 hours until our alarms go off to wake up again. But this view here is unreal, absolutely unreal. So I managed to sleep for about 2 hours, which I'd say isn't so bad. I was feeling a little bit nauseous when I first went to sleep, which is quite bad. But I feel good enough to tackle this mountain and give it a go. Just got to do the skincare routine first, obviously.
Wow.
this morning.
Well,
The
we have all
11:30 a.m.
kinds of,
breakfast. How are you feeling this morning?
Ah, yeah. What we're gonna do.
Yes, we are. We're in a team together. Got myself some coca tea with extra coca leaves just to try and see if I can combat this altitude as much as possible. And there's actually cake.
Yeah, with chocolate.
Chocolate cake at 11:30 a.m.
Chocolate chips.
No, 11:30 p.m. Of course. Okay, gonna be setting off now. This is the outfit to set off with. I have my backpack, and in here I have the big company jacket. I also have my crampons, water, some snacks, whiskey para ustedes, pero no puedo beber whiskey en la montaña. There we go, with the backpack. And then my ice axe thing goes in here like that. Don't know how well you can see me, but there we are. I don't know how much we're going to be able to film as we're climbing up the mountain, because I think I'm going to be using all my hands, and my hands are also going to be in big mittens, but I'll see what I can do. But if not, I'll see you guys at the top. Hola, Jose. This is our guide. I'm Christy, and this is Pauline. So we're currently doing a bit of a rope climb. That's literally all I can show you. I tried. So the glacier starts here, so these are the crampons that we got to put on our shoes. Sí, necesito ayudar de José. No puedo ponerme crampons.
Estas aquí. Ya. Estas aquí.
So now, I don't know if you can see, but here's the glacier. Whoa, that's so bright. This is the first time using the GoPro light, by the way. So yeah, now we're gonna climb up the glacier as we practiced the other day.
Pablo is going, man.
I know. Go, Pablo! Woo!
Vamos, Christy.
Vamos! Wow, we're at a really tough point because the final 200 meters from now in elevation is just vertical. I am struggling to breathe. Look at this though. Wow. Glacier madness. And everything around is that my hair that's frozen? I think it is. Oh my goodness. I really, really want to continue because I of course want to get to the top, but I don't know if they will let me because of how long it's taking. And obviously he's monitoring my breath and he's like, you're running out of breath really quick. But fingers crossed he lets me. I just want to get to the top. I don't care how long it takes me. I just want to go there little by little. This is really tough though. This is probably the most challenging physical thing I've ever done in my life. I did it! Whoa, 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 whoa. Thank you, Jose. Oh, nice. Great one. We did it. We made it to the top of Huayna Potosí. 6,088 meters. Oh my God. Thank you, Jose.
Congratulations.
I couldn't have done it without you. We still need to go down, but this has been the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, I think, physically.
Manuel.
Fuck yeah.
Manuelito más.
How do you feel, Manu?
Fuck. Never. I will never do it again.
You're never gonna do it again. No. Same. How do you feel? You feel good? ¿Sientes bien?
Todo bien, todo
Todo
bien.
bien.
Christy.
Sí.
Felicidades. Summit.
Oh, we finally see High Camp and it's so close and yet so far from where I am right now. My legs are just absolute jelly. I can hardly move, but I want to get to that High Camp.
Never again?
Never again. Good job. Well done, everyone.
But you are really insane.
Why?
I really thought you would give up actually.
Oh no, there was no way, Pauline. No
Well, I'm really
way I was
proud.
gonna give up.
That's crazy.
I arrived back at high camp at around 11:30, which means that it took around 4 hours to get back down there from the summit. And at high camp, they just gave us a quick little bowl of soup before we then headed back down again to base camp, which took a further 1 hour. And I paid for a porter to take my heavy bag again from high camp back down to base camp, which was another 150 Bolivianos, because as you can imagine, I was just exhausted. The minibus then took us from base camp back down to La Paz, and that was the end of our Huayna Potosí excursion. And where do I even start? I feel like I had quite a lot of footage on the way up to high camp, but then I think my vlogging skills just became pretty non-existent for from the summit hike after midnight. That is the hardest thing that I have ever done in my life, without a doubt. No question, hands down. Harder than Kilimanjaro by a long stretch. So when we started off the summit hike at midnight, I was attached to Jose and Pauline. And after a couple of hours, it was quite clear that I was quite a lot slower than Pauline. I was really struggling with my breath. So Pauline actually had the opportunity when another group came along where she could switch groups and go with them, which I was more than happy for her to do so that she could go at the pace that she was capable of. So then it was just me and Jose for a few hours, and I was just going super slow, but I was saying to myself, it's fine, it doesn't matter how long it takes me, as long as I get there eventually, one foot in front of the other, let's just keep going. But then Jose basically said to me, if you keep going at the pace that you're going, you're not gonna make it to the summit, because the thing is, if it gets too late, the snow starts melting, and then it literally just becomes too dangerous to climb. When he said this, it was like I kicked into some sort of survival mode. My toxic trait is that I am a very sore loser, and that it would be a massive hit to my ego if I were not to make it to the top of this mountain, and I am really quite stubborn as well. So I just said to Jose, I am getting to the top of this mountain. And I tortured myself. Quite literally, I pushed myself harder than I have ever pushed myself in my entire life. And I did think to myself, because my heart was hurting, I was like, is this bad for me? Is it bad to push yourself this hard? I didn't care. I was getting myself to that summit. At some point, I actually don't know where we were, we passed Manu and his wife, and they were kind of at a halt because they were at the point where the wife wanted to turn back, and it kind of worked out well because we obviously had a spare space on our rope. Manu felt like he still had it in him to attempt the summit, so his wife then went back with their guide, and Manu joined on to Jose and I, and we continued as a 3-on together. So at this point you have Jose leading, then the rope, you've got me in the middle, and then you've got Manu on the back. And do you know what? I actually think it really helped me having Manu behind me as motivation to keep going, to keep a good pace and not be stopping. Because I think when it was just Jose and I didn't feel a push from behind me. So yeah, I actually think that really helped that Manu joined the team. So the 3 of us, we trooped on, and at some point we caught up with Pablo and his guide, which was actually really nice to be, you know, slightly more people now. The final 200 meters of elevation are the hardest. It is steep, the path is narrow and kind of non-existent, and you're kind of fighting using your ice axe, but also your hand holding onto these icicles to stop you from falling down. I mean, it's sketchy, honestly. You're trying not to fall off this glacier edge. This shit is truly outrageous. We actually passed Pauline near the top, and she had already summited. She was on her way back down, and she was so surprised to see me because she said, I was struggling. I didn't think I was gonna make it. So I'm I'm so surprised to see you here. And I said, I told you, I am making it to this summit. I am not giving up. There's just no way. And then of course we summited and you saw what it was like at the top. It was just unreal. To know that you've pushed yourself so hard for something and to finally reach the finish line, there's no other feeling like it. And like that feeling is the reason that people push themselves in the first place to do those things. It's that high, that euphoria. There's nothing like it. But at the same time, it's cold up there and you kind of want to get yourself down as fast as possible. And the way back down is definitely not something to be taken lightly either. In fact, coming down was actually so much harder than I could have ever anticipated as well, because although you're going down, you're still at a very, very high altitude and your body is moving and it's exhausted. And so you're still wheezing. My body was floppy. I had no balance. I kept falling over and I just wanted to get down, but it was so difficult. And at one point we actually had to abseil down this like glacier cliff face, and in the middle there was like an ice cave which you were kind of supposed to, I guess, walk around like as you were abseiling, but I had no control over my body, and so I just like fell into this ice cave. I was trying to pull myself out of this ice cave, but I just had no strength whatsoever. And I think in total it probably took me about 10 minutes to pull myself out of this ice cave. I was just a disaster of a human, honestly. Anyway, to recap, I did this whole excursion with Jiwaki, who are based in La Paz, and I would highly recommend them. I think they were absolutely brilliant. I paid 950 Bolivianos for the 3-day excursion, which included 2 nights accommodation, all of the food, and we were very well fed, all of the guides, the transport, the equipment. The only other essential payment is 50 Bolivianos for the mountain entrance, which you pay on your way up to high camp at like 5,000 meters. And then I also paid an optional additional 300 Bolivianos. That was 150 each way for a porter to take my heavy, heavy bag between the base camp and the high camp. So you don't have to pay for a porter there, but I did, and I'm really, really glad that I did, because I think it conserved that little bit of extra energy that I needed to make the summit. I am so proud of myself, and I'm really, really glad that I did it, but I can safely say I will never be doing it again. No, sir. But what is quite good is now moving forward in South America, I feel like all the treks are gonna be a breeze from now on, surely. Like, surely it's not gonna get worse than that. I'm doing the Salcantay trek to Machu Picchu in a few weeks, which is gonna be 5 days long, 4 nights. Easy peasy. Thank you so much for watching until the very end of this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Yes, I have lost my marbles, and don't you forget it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.